Sa 10:31 already. Carlo, ready na po? Ready ka na? Oh, da. Gigamitan og OBS. Sige, Carl. Go ahead, Carl. Da. Da. Sige. So, maayong buntagan natin tanan. This is Davao Peace and Security Press Corps briefing. This is the Royal Mandaya Hotel. And we are live. Mag-live po ka? Silupig ta sa ano, sa OBS, gamitan OBS kadampan. Lagi. Yes, live po tayo sa kadampan, sa Miss Fort, o sa Radyo 5, ayan po. So, naghantag guest, wala lang tayo, police, because nasa sila event sa Police Regional Office 11, but jam-packed today because na ang atong Eastern Mindanao Command Bureau of Fire Protection full force sila today because na ang Fire City Fire District and of course the Bureau of Fire Protection 11 on kagagaling lang din ng schooling ni Chief Inspector. Please take note ha sa napromote na po si Sir kay gagaling ng schooling Chief Inspector Paul George Barroso. Chief Inspector na po siya. And we also have good news para sa atong Davao Light and Power Company. Basta lahat sa cellphone ng good news, ihatod, Jud. Good news kaayo, kay brato na kita kaayo. Anyway, sa apo na nga ito ang pinakatabian of all the guests. Pinakatabian. Pero wala hilong siya today, ha? Wala, nagkatapat sa special circuit, may hilong. Gana, lagro. Yes, anong hilong ka. Ay, sorry ka. sorry kayo. Mo di siya nangihilong kayo. Wala di sa mga Hazel. Una sila kabaliday, no? Oh, crush niya sa Ma'am Hazel. Yes, so, sorry kayo. Kinay activity daw sila Ma'am Hazel sa PRO. Hala ka, oy, naka-live na dito. Hindi yan ang tinunay man, oy. Okay, Sir Dodong Atilio. Maayong buntag, sir. Good morning.
May buntag na tuntanan.
Oh, di ba? So, for me, Ledilion, sa ato ang Davao Light and Power Company, sir, good morning.
May buntag po, ma'am. Sa tanan nato mga media partners, friends, no? Salamat sa pag-imbita namo din sa inyong programa.
Okay, medyo always nagitang siksikan. So, Ma'am, would like also to welcome Beautiful Abundance, Ma'am Bernadette Iphanag. Yan, Bernadette. Ma'am, please. So, green na green si Ma'am. Gracia, pabaro na ito ng blouse ni Ma'am. No, di ba? Ibaro na ito ang blouse ni Ma'am. Oh, nice kayo. Yan, green na green. Asa na mag-ipalit na? Lamigid siya. Nice kayo. Mo lang mga design talaga sa mga ano. Anyway, sige. Dami. And of course, Major Evangelista, Ma'am, ayong buntag. Ma'am, good morning sa atong tanan. Ako ang moderator karon natin. Ilan din sige nagadong gawan ni pangan. Pero ano nagsama naman ni Ma'am. Okay na Ma'am, nagsama. Sige ka ta na panganan. Kailan naman ta Ma'am, no? Again, Ma'am and Sir, may buntag. Gunya Ma'am natin mga updates no sa atong activities of katong running scoreboard sa Eastern Mindanao po. Ganahan ko ng running scoreboard. Ganyan nasa abangan natin yan. And from Beautiful Abundance, Ma'am Bernadette Iphanag.
Yes.
Good morning, Ma'am.
Maayong buntag sa atong tanan, no? Maayong buntag sa tanan, and of course, I would like to say beautiful abundance, everyone.
Yes, and please introduce later kung saan ang Beautiful Abundance kay Muraga. We are all beautiful here. Yeah. And ang katabi mo din, Ma'am, ang gandang-ganda din. Dito po si Senior Inspector Francis Maurice Andreas, ang ato ang admin. Admin na po siya sa Fire District sa Davao City. Hindi na po siya tapos spokesperson sa Davao City Fire District. Ma'am Sandrina, good morning.
Yes po, good morning to everyone, especially to our live viewers po. Good morning. We will be giving updates later regarding fire incidents within Davao City.
Okay, thank you ma'am. So lang gid ang ilang mga schedule kay busy kayo sila. And of course, matagal na rin natin nakasama Chief Inspector Paul George Barroso. Sir, good morning.
Good morning, everyone, and to all our live viewers, pleasant morning, and we are happy to be here. It's long time coming.
Yeah. So na rin yung logistics chief ng Bureau of Fire Protection, tapos concurrent na rin po ang spokesperson sa BFP 11. Libog pa kung sa ato ang unahon. Okay. Sige, sa unahon nato Mike. Unahon sa nato ang unahon unahon diri sa to security ma'am, Major Evangelista ma'am.
Unahon sa natong huling ngalan ma'am, no? Okay? Grabe no. Basta, sir, like, share, and no comment. Dila na mag-comment na. Okay, kay naka-live yata kay Sir Caron. So, then again, no, sa atong Eastern Mindanao Kumal, ako lang balikan kasi last week, ma'am, na ako'y medyo utang, no, kay sa iba na mga media nato with regards sa updates sa atong mga former rebels or enrollees sa atong ECLIP. Ma'am, we have a total of 5,488 na enrolled na nato sa atong ECLIP starting from 2016 up to date. And talking about ECLIP program, ma'am, then again, for those, former rebels na na-enroll sa ECLIP, they have different programs coming from the local government unit and even sa national nato through NDFL-CAC. So, as of now, for this, sa 10th ID, they have a total of 2,832, and for 4th ID, they have 2,656. Then again, from time to time, naman tayong inabuhat ng mga FR Summit para mas ma-update ang ilang record and ma-check no ang reliability sa programs na gihatag sa ilaha. For its sustainment, kung naikulang, pwede siya dugangan sa atong panggobyerno. And then again, part of sustainment na ay mga another training programs na gihatag po para sa atong mga former rebels para ma-sustain no, ang gihatag sa ilan ng mga pagpanginabuhi. Maulang sa ito, ma'am, initially, ma'am Ruth.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Sige sa, dinisa ta sa ato ang Department of Education. So, Dong, before we through, of course, our questions, no? Unsa karon ang update sa DepEd, especially nga naamoy bago po niya Secretary, sir.
Padayon ro maghapon ang Department of Education kaya naka-plaster na malatala na ito ang mga programa, no? We continue on to provide what is appropriate for our children, and padayon po continued po ang efforts namo to look for more appropriate interventions for our children. And sa kasamtangan, latest of which is katong paglusot sa kabalaod nga nagmando nga mother tongue will no longer be taught from kindergarten to grade 3. That law actually is a support effort for the implementation of the Matatag curriculum. Kay sa dihang implementar nato ang Matatag curriculum on a phased scheme basis, mother tongue actually is no longer part of the subjects or learning areas. So, ang design sa balaod, pagtubag sa implementasyon sa Matatag curriculum, which we actually implement for kinder, starting this school year, 2024-2025, kindergarten, grades 1, 4, and 7. And all other grade levels will follow suit kada school year, no? Kada tuig, tingtungha. So, we'll be implementing that, and we have actually implemented that, and kining mother tongue will now be reduced as far as kindergarten to elementary is concerned as a support instruction na lamang siya, but can still be used na may exception gyapon, but can still be used if the class is a monolingual class. Ibig sabihin, tanang anaa sa klase parihag lingwahe. Walay sagol diha nga Tagalog or English or whatsoever medium is there, ma'am. And then, kung Bisaya tanan, pwede pa mag-mother tongue, Binisaya. Kung laing lingwahe, pariha tanan, then we can employ that as a mother tongue. Pero, will no longer be used as a medium of instruction, pero kuha na lang siya, auxiliary language na lang siya. So, mga latest so far and some developments from DepEd.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. And also, no, please give us update also sa aton hitabo sa pantukan, sir, no, for the benefit sa mga media nga wala pa kahapon, no. Sa,
Yeah, nakasubmit na ang DepEd Davao de Oro sa ilahang intervention as a result sa gipahiluna nga dialogo sa tanang mga concerned parties, pamilya, principal, mga magpupudlo, inahan sa bata, and katong mga teachers nga anaa employed sa Tibagon Elementary School. And that report was submitted with recommendation, has been submitted already to the regional office. Our lawyers are looking into it now with respect to the recommended action. As of the moment, we cannot tell you yet kung unsay i-undertake nga position sa office of the regional director, or sa the regional director himself being the disciplining authority for all teaching personnel. Ang isa pa ka information conveyed by the Schools Division Superintendent of Davao de Oro is that the concerned principal is currently detailed sa iyahang opisina sa Schools Division Office. So, ipapahuway siya kadali sa eskwelahan and nasa karon sa buhatan sa Schools Division Office while we await the decision unya of the regional director.
so, naay bagong principal, sir.
Not necessarily magbutang tag bagong principal because it would be premature action. No? Ang mahitabo ko lang is ang nag-take over karon sa eskwelahan is the school's district supervisor in charge of that group of schools nga apil kanang Tibagon Elementary School. Wala tayo bagong principal pang gibutang din ha. Because as I said, that would be a premature action. It's conveying already something nagpadayon pa ning lihok karon no sa grievance effort. And once nanay action ang natuang buhatan, final action from the regional director, then that will be the time that all others will just fall into pieces.
Sir, tama, sir, no, tapos na ang report and it was already submitted to the...
As a result of the
RD
dialogue
office.
conducted.
Oo. So, how long that this...
I cannot tell for
results?
sure, but there is a specific number of time no? With respect to handing out decisions. The only thing that I can say is that it's our lawyers are into it now. Siyempre, the nitty-gritty of the issues should be looked into because we do not want naman that something will be left out and then a decision will be handed down. Dili po na siya maayo with respect to due process.
Pero ano yung inaasahan natin na result, sir? Or sanction?
Depende sa bugawas nga appreciation unya sa legal office nato.
Thank you, sir. And update na rin no, sa nangyari na pagkulatan no, sa isa ka 16-year-old, sir, sa school, no, private school sa update din, sir. And good news para sa Davao Local Power Company, sir. Fermin, what is that good news, sir?
Okay, maayong buntag balik sa tantanan. So good news no kay atong kuryente ni baba ng decrease. Gikan ta sa 9 pesos point 20 centavos per kilowatt hour ni aging bulan sa September, karong bulana, karong October na ata sa 8 pesos point 21 centavos subot pasabot. Roughly nga piso kapi na nga tuang di baba karong panahon karong bulana. So may tungod kani siya, if you could remember na ay gipasakan na katong sagad payment gani. Himay-himay nato tong payment nato upat ka bulan na nag-end to sa September but despite that ubos gyapon natong rate last September kay 9 pesos na ato say katong additional add-on na katong dapat bayaran sa tong customer no kato ganing bisiak-siak nato ni June, April kato ganing di mando sa ERC nato na si ako kay tungod dako manggod or mahal kayo ang presyo sa kuryente. Pagpalit nato hindi naggusto na kuso mo mag-impact sa mga bulsa sa mga customers mo itong ipasiyak-siyak nila. So usa na sa mga factors no kay nag-end to tong staggered payment. Ang next reason is that ubos ito magud medyo ko ano po karon. Si ulan-ulan naghanta og kanang makuha na mga extract na kuryente o mapalit na kuryente, hydro so medyo barato, and also ang ginatawag nato na wholesale electricity spot market mas barato pod na to ang barato pod atong pagpalit sa ilaha. So mo na hinungdan nganong medyo ubos ato ang presyo karong bulan.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Fermin. May mga questions kayo mamaya, sir. Proceed tayo kay Ma'am Bernadette Ipanag. Ma'am, tell us kung unsa ni Beautiful Abundance, ma'am, please.
Maimbuntag sa tanan, no? Actually, as a citizen, this is my advocacy. Kasi I do believe na the most important thing na amantagirita na no ato ang mga kaubanan sa gobyerno, we have programs for the people in terms of livelihood. Ang ako lang tumong diri is, the most important thing is to really create a good mindset. So, maugid na siguro ang atong himuon, no? Daghang nakaigihimo nga programa og changes ang gobyerno, pero same pa rin. We belong to the, maingon nato na third world country, no? Improving country. Maybe because we have to really set the mind of the people. And that is all about mindsetting. So I have this blog, I have this show actually, Living Life in Beautiful Abundance, to inculcate, especially to the young ones, the beauty of beautiful abundance through mindsetting. Yung sinasabi natin, positive mindset, because I do believe that this will create life, no? If we have that, this will create life. And in addition to that, sabi ko nga, maraming mga livelihood program na ginagawa ang gobyerno. Namimigay tayo ng kahit anong dole-outs and everything para sa ating mga kababayan. But for me, that is not the solution to the problem. The problem is kulang, right? So what should be done? Should be done is dapat turuan natin. That is why livelihood program. Maraming mga livelihood program ang gobyerno na lumalabas. But the thing is, same pa rin yung mindset ng tao. Kasi mas madali po yung manghingi. Tama po ba? Mas dali pong sabihin natin, give me donation and everything. Napaka easy thing to do. So that is why I am putting the mindset of the people into the reality that there is beauty in abundance. When we speak of abundance, you have to create this so-called positive mindset, no, in the mind of the people that they can do a lot. No, maraming mga trabaho na pwede nating pagkukuhanan ng income. So, ang kulang lang is how do we fit in and how do we set to the mindset of the people this beautiful abundance. So, that is why sabi ko nga especially in the school, no, yung mga bata pa kasi dun talaga nagsisimula din. Even in family, no. Kaya ako, ma'am, I'm very particular. I have this so-called, sa mga mother, no, yung mga dissemination of information, educational campaign to the mother na mothers can do, women can do a lot. So, hindi lang po na nasa bahay lang tayo. Pwede po tayong, malaki po ang contribution natin sa ating lipunan. Para hindi po natin pasan ng gobyerno, tayo, no, citizen of the country, we should have to have this so-called positive contribution to the country. Hindi po parati dapat pasan tayo ng gobyerno. Kaya po sinasabi ko ito, kasi come to think of it, parating na rin yung ating election, tama po ba? So, it's not the politician mindset, but it should be the mindset of the people who has given this privilege, no, to make the right decision, to choose who will be the good leaders of the country. So basically, nasa atin po yun. And it's all about beautiful abundance. So sabi ko nga, train up siya the way he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. Nagsisimula sa pamilya. That is why I am inculcating to the mind of the people that we have to be positive in all areas, specifically in doing the right thing, so that we can have this so-called big contribution to the country. So that is all about Beautiful Abundance. That is why I am launching this Beautiful Abundance perfume, ma'am, to set the mind of the people every day as they keep on wearing the perfume. It will be inculcated that this perfume, this sense, is a sense with success. Kasi dala-dala mo yan, you are manifesting success. And I do believe that when you manifest something positive, it will become a reality. And that is all about living in beautiful abundance. So that's my advocacy, ma'am.
Okay, so perfume tama ba ma'am? Perfume? Yung
Yes,
perfume,
ma'am.
the perfume.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Pwede na siguro natin pakita umaya yung, pwede ba? Oo,
I just want to invite all of you. We have this coming October 20, I will be launching. Kasi sabi ko nga, this is not just an ordinary perfume, but this is a perfume that will manifest your success, that will manifest your life. Because I do believe that everything will change. It all started with a good mindset. It should start with a good mindset. Yun lang talaga ang advocacy ko. That is why I'm doing this. No, I am not being paid for this, but I am doing this because I do believe, kasi ako ma'am, nanggaling din ako sa squatter. But bata pa lang ako, I really manifest in myself na I can do a lot. And now, I have my restaurants also and bars. So it is something for me. That is why I want to inspire people that everything is possible, even to the poorest individual in the country. We can do a lot more. And that is a great contribution to the country and to the city as well.
Thank you, ma'am. Exactly, no? Balikan ka namin, ma'am Bernadette, mamaya. Dito muna tayo sa Bureau of Fire Protection to give us update records cases sa ato mga fire incidents dito sa Davao City. Unahon sa dato si City Inspector Sandrias, ma'am. Sa Davao City, ma'am.
So again, good morning po. No? So I have here the data for our fire incidents within Davao City. So from January to October 2024, we already have 716 fire incidents. So compared to last year's January to October 2023, which is just 557, so may increase po tayo ng 28.55% sa ating fire incidents, no? So, and with that, I would like also to share with you the good news that last August 2024, though it's already long overdue, so Davao City Fire District bagged the BFP Best Fire District Office national level po for the calendar year 2024. So yun po, all over the Philippines, Davao City Fire District is the best district fire office within in the Philippines, all over the country.
Yes, palakpakan po natin ang Davao City Fire District. Ma'am, ano po yung, saan natin ano yung mga factors, no? Bakit
Yeah, so
nagwagi, ma'am?
So we competed with other fire stations within the Philippines, no? So we competed with Zamboanga, I think Zamboanga, Cagayan, Quezon City, Lapu-Lapu City in Region 7. So we were validated from, of course, from the admin to operations, logistical, plans and programs within the Davao City level. And then, yun po, napili po tayo ng in national level as the best district office po within the BFP.
Okay, so may cash prize ba, ma'am?
We had, but it was converted to office supplies.
Okay.
Yes po.
Okay.
Na magagamit po ng office namin.
Kasi makishare sana kami. Joke lang, ma'am. Okay. Dito muna tayo. How much, ma'am? How much pala daw?
Worth 50,000.
50,000. Plus the plaque or trophy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Actually, the city recognized the Davao City Fire District Office also through Honorable
Councilor Pilar
Councilor Luna Acosta.
Luna Acosta. Okay. Chair sa Committee on Public Safety sa Davao City Council. And dinita sa itong Bureau of Fire Protection 11, sir. Unsa ang ato ang data din ha? Chief Inspector Baroso, sir.
Good morning once again to everyone. So from January to September po ang data natin because the month of October is yet to be passed. So hindi pa nakalipas. So this year, we have 1,364 fire incidents compared to 970. So mas marami po tayo ngayon. This is due to the dry season on the early parts of 2024. And the 394 fire incident ay medyo nakaka-alarma, but it can be brought up to the dry season nga once again because madalas paggamit natin ng electricity and ang ating fire incidents brought by the grass fire is mas dumami. So for the other updates po within the regional level of the Bureau of Fire Protection, again, top 2 naman po tayo in terms of city fire station or the component city, which is the Tagum City. And nasa top din ang nabunturan, nasa top din po, top 5 ang nabunturan sa selection for the best fire officers within the whole country. And we are proud to announce the reassignment of Fire Protection Regional Office 11 in the person of Fire Chief Superintendent Alvin D. Valdez. Our previous regional director po is Senior Superintendent Richard Arbutante is now assigned sa Region 10. So si Sir Valdez po from Region 12, na-assign po siya sa atin. And his plans and program was first and foremost to maging fire safe ang Davao region with the continued support of course of our public and with you, our media partners in spreading the word about fire safety to each and every Davaoenos dito po sa atin. And the current activities naman po ng ating Bureau of Fire Protection, of course, papalapit na po ang ating Oplan Kaluluwa or the pagpunta natin sa mga sementeryo na kung saan maraming fire incident po ang nangyari due to the pagsindi natin ng kandila sa ating mga puntod. At in the coming days, the Oplan Kaluluwa will commence on the different fire stations across the country and spreading fire safety tips to each and every one. So, for the regional office, yun lamang po.
Thank you, sir. Sabi, may nag-whisper lang na Bureau of Fire Protection, parang nagpo-protect daw kayo sa fire. Bureau of Fire Protection. Anyways, di ba daw palitan ng name? My gosh. Sige lang. Pero before, sa mga pagbangutanatan nato, no? Well, yeah, correct. Marvin, at i-recognize sa itong mga kaubanan talents. Marvin sa XFM, #1 digital station. Digital, yeah. Pero isa-isa na yun, puro pala sila claim #1 gold. And of course, Adjo Rapido, si Jay Sante, #1 din. Before. Wala ka ni-react na, Jay. Diyan din si Tonton, si Jojo ng GNA, Roman, ng UNTV, PTV, Jason. Tapos andito din ang radyo natin nationwide. So maging active na daw ang radyo natin nationwide ng DZRH. No, kay Tatang Malala, dito po sila. Tapos, of course, si Mike Pasco, sa Radyo 5. Napon si Don Pulayaw, for sure, mag 1, 2, 3 po niya sa iyong mga questions. Live ka, okay. So, nag-live din si Radyoman Don Pulayaw na meron na siyang 30K subscribers, no? Tama? Oo. Followers. Yan. And, naka-OBS po tayo. Live tayo sa Kadangtan Live. Carlo. Yes. And Miss Grace, kasama ng Mindanao Times. Andito din si Jason. At Kanya DXLW. Ayan po. Sino pa? RNG si Joel. Tapos si Tomas Labing, Gonzales, Tats ng Edge Davao. Ayan po. Newsford. Ayan po. Tapos sige. Okay. Mike Pasco, question? Okay. So, dali lang ha. Dilipas sa itong mga pangutana pa. Mike? Marvin.
Adil ko sa BMB. Mama, unsa usually karon kay murag increasing it, no? Fire incidents nato sa Davao City. Unsa nabay changes sa usual na cause ni ato fire incidents, ma'am?
So, as of now, sir, no, when it comes to involved occupancies po, ang #1 po natin na cause, yung sa sunog po is residential. Then, second, we have the electrical poles or yung mga poste natin. Then, we also have the business and the rubbish. So, yun po yun. When it comes to occupancies, Pero din naman po talaga sa cause of fire natin, we have top 1 is electrical ignition caused by arcing, then followed by the electrical ignition caused by loose connection, and then our top 3 is the open flame from rubbish fire or bonfire due to structural fire. Yun po. So yun po yung top 3 natin.
So still kay dili naman dry season, that's why wala na init sa grass.
Yes, sir. Pero kung mapansin niyo, sir, kasama pa rin siya sa top 3 natin kasi yun na nga yung sabi ni Sir Paul kanina, during the first quarter, yun talaga yung nag-compose ng malaking part ng data natin, no? Kung bakit malaki yung record ng sunog natin, yung sa grass fire natin. Kasi, di ba, mainit po talaga yung first quarter natin. So, kaya kasama pa rin siya sa top 3 natin. And then, yun po, we have electrical naman po as top 1 and top 2.
Just to clarify lang ngalan nga tigpulan, dili na siya meaning to say nga exempted na. Kaya namo giuban nga raga dili naman dry season, siguro di na mapalakas sa dito sa electrical.
Yes sir, actually sir no, ang sunog kasi sir is wala siyang pinipiling panahon. No, kasi yung sunog naman natin po ay hindi dahil mainit, doon lang po maraming sunog natin. Even po sa rainy season, kung napansin niyo po, sabi ko kanina, yung top 2 po natin when it comes to occupancies involved is number 2 po yung electrical poles natin, yung mga post on fires po natin. Kasi pag napapansin niyo, pag umuulan ng malakas, usually po sa mga responses namin is puro po post fires. Which is we are closely coordinating with the DLPC kasi kami po yung partner dito when it comes to responding to different post fires within the city.
Sir, in addition po sa ating without yung sa sunog regarding electrical post and arcing, kung matatandaan nyo or kung mainit po ang season, madalas po ang paggamit natin ng electrical appliances such as aircon, air conditioning unit, electric fans, etc. Mas pinipili natin sa loob ng indoors. With that, kasabay po ng paglobo ng ating yung mga bakal po sa ating poste, lumalaki po ito pag ito ay mainit. So ang load natin talagang mag-spark siya. Doon po magkakaroon ng mas mataas na klase ng sunog. Kaya kasabay po ng electrical fire natin, kasabay din dito yung mga grass fire. So, ganyan sila. Parehas sila ng relationship kasi madalas nagagamit ang ating appliances during summer season. So, that composed a majority of fire. Ang top 1 po natin, region-wide pala, is electrical connection, such as the arcing and the loose connection. Ang second po natin is the open flame, yung pagsusunog. And third natin is the unattended cooking. So, kinategorize na natin yung top 2 ng district to top 1. Inisa na natin sa region. Okay? So, masyadong technical po pag isa-isahin natin yun. So, yun na lang natin. As people use electrical appliances, the number of fire incidents, especially pag mainit na masyadong lugar, will also increase. And tama po yung sinabi ni Captain Sendrihas na walang pinipili ang sunog. Even now, may mga sensationalized na balita din tayo na natanggap. Kung pwede yung tanongin, pwede din because the PIU from the Davao region is here to answer those questions. Yun lamang po for the increase of fire incidents.
Yes sir, going lang po tayo dito sa mga affected residents. Meron po ba ito or baka may data po kayo? Ever increasing din po ba ang affected?
Meron po tayo sir sa sa civilian po, di ba? So here on my data meron po tayong 32 from January until the September. 32 individuals are hindi naman po namatay but are na-injured po dito sa ating mga sunog. And for the fatalities among the civilians, meron po tayong 15 po ang ating fatalities. I cannot isa-isahin, hindi ko kayang isa-isahin ang fatalities to civilian, but it is region-wide po yung ating fire incidents. So for the district, meron naman dito sa
So for the Davao City alone, from January to October 2024, we already have 6 fatalities for the civilians. And then for the injuries, we have 16. So yun po.
Boss, okay na, Mar? Okay. Next question is for Sir Dodong. Sir, any update on sa 16 years old? Itong alleged Nicolatas sa mga CICL? Any details regarding ato ang insidente? Yeah, thank you. The school has already conducted its own investigation in accordance with the child protection policy. Kasi we strictly require all schools, both public and private, to ensure that Deputy Order 40 series of 2012 the child protection policy is strictly implemented. Tanawin po nila kung dabay essence po sa anti-bullying law violation. So there is an investigation that is ongoing. I was informed that they have already called the parents of the concerned parties, and there's another one ongoing that will transpire this week. But nevertheless, they have also extended assistance to the victim. Pero we are awaiting the final investigation, dialogue maybe ilang i-conduct sa Kasamtangan. But the school has immediately acted on that.
So there are different programs to combat bullying in school nato. Unsa pa ba yung mga himuunon pa ng mga activities mainly in Davao region para maiwasan ang rampant gihapon na bullying?
Number one is that we mustn't forget that this is not actually a task only of the schools or the community or the church or government itself. Everything must emanate from the home. Kung inyo makita, ang batasan sa bata na bit-bit niya sa gawas, sa community, is actually a result of the environment at home. Now, if we have very good relationships in the home, spearheaded, of course, with the parents, then you can be assured that once the child goes out to the community, he will be very appreciative of the environs and the community, and then he will be acting accordingly. But if the negatives will involve the child and ang batasan sa sulod sa panimalay is not that strong, then there is a great likelihood really na madala siya sa negativities. So manawagan yun mi. This is not actually trying to be Pontius Pilate. Manawagan mi nga if there is a truth to that adage, very old adage, that it will take a whole village to educate the child or a child. It will also take a whole village to ensure that the child is walking in accordance with the appropriate path. And that includes the families. Kaya sila yung mag-una. We can only be support groups. But the problem is in the family. It's being the basic unit of society. But nevertheless, since the question has been asked, we have been doing a lot, no? Not a health assessment that involves the home, education. We also spotlights on specific problems like eating, activity, drugs, depression, sexuality, suicide, safety. We call that needs assessment. Second, we have mental health and psychosocial support services as far as that is concerned. We provide psychological first aid, psychosocial support services. We ensure that we have very solid guidance and counseling, and we connect with other government agencies to our referral system and the establishment of school-based teen centers in our public and private schools. If you will roam around, even in the different schools, high schools in the region, you will really see that there are teen centers there catering to our students whose problems cannot actually be shared to any members of the family, but can only be shared to those whom they consider as friends or allies in the opportunities for our children, so that they can not be lonesome, and they will have somebody whom they can cling to, specifically when depression or anxiety sets in.
So last question ko lang, going back to the Bagong Elementary School na incident, right after that incident, what's new karon sir? Learning from that incident, unsay kabaguhan nga atong mandato ngadto sa mga public schools nato?
Ang tanan magod nakaangkla na, because dili na mo pwedeng kung anong dayon, i-take immediately take action based on the information that we have gathered specifically from social media or from the umbrage of one particular person or group or the sentiments of this particular individual. Everything actually is based on facts. That's why we have conducted a dialogue immediately after that to ascertain what's ginahitabo. And then, as what we've said, just in order to have a very, very free investigation or fact-finding efforts, ang principal, gibutang sa nato sa Office of the Schools Division Superintendent, samtang nagapadayon pa rin. And then, the recommendations already out from that dialogue has been submitted to the Office of the Regional Director. It's now under heavy scrutiny by our lawyers. And then eventually, of course, we will come up with a decision. Ang gihimo lang sa kasamtangan actually is ipakusgan pa tong psychosocial effort dito sa pamilya, sa mga bata. Kaya yung bata na involved, dili lang na-focus tanan dito siya. I-appeal na namo tanang mga bata sulod sa katong klase, no? Nagkandagtag psychosocial intervention sa ilaha, even the families, even sa teachers na to. And of course, we convey to our administrators, to our school heads that everything in the performance of their functions and interactions, in the performance of their task, everything should be in accord with proper propriety and proper decorum.
Walay timeline, sir, nag-follow ang...
Sa fact-finding na tayo timeline na lang. That's why we're looking into that, and then I just cannot say kung pila pa kadlaw because ako nagikasulti kaganina. While there is a general rule with respect to timeline, there is also an exception if ever we would like to try to dig deeper for more information. So we give it to the second layer of the investigating bodies as to when they can come up with the recommendation to the director for the decision.
Thank you, sir. Sir Fermin, sir, any update po doon sa paperless natin na billing? We have how many as of the moment na nag-avail? And how are we now? Katong billing?
So far, sir, no, dagan-dagan na nag-avail sa itong mga paperless bill, and we really appreciate katong mga nag-avail ato because that's one way to to do it, one way na makatabang sa itong kinayahan na wala naging mga papel na atong i-distribute. Now, but we understand na naapag yung mga pipila na yung mga customers na they would still prefer katong mga traditional na maagi sa paghatag o pag-deliver na mo sa bill o paghatag sa bill. Kay like senior citizen, they would still prefer magud katong mga paper bill namo. So mo po na siya, wala po na mo siya giwala, but as I mentioned earlier, we appreciate those customers namo na naga-avail sa mga sa paperless bill namo. Gitawag na mo na siya mobile EP. You can actually check that imong bill anytime, no? You want, kung naala kay mobile data sa usa ka app. And kung dili man, pwede na mo i-text na mo sa inyo ang bill. But naapod na siya kanang nakalink or attachment na. Kung gusto mo tan-awon ang detalye sa imong bill, similar to the paper bill na mo ginapadala, naara gyapon. So roughly na nata sa close to mga more than half na, sir. Half of our customers, mga na siguro among mga customers magud close to 500,000 naman na siya. So half of that ang ato ang mga nag-avail sa ato ang paperless bill na payment of ang paperless bill na to.
Just to answer lang, that a few posting sa social media like tag 2 months na nga wala nakadawat og bill. And ngano daw, kasi nila nganong duha na mi kabulan, tulo na mi kabulan, wala binadawat nga bill.
Sige, siguro sir, naalala gamay ka ng wala pagkasabot sa katumbag o natupa kanong gimog na proyekto no, or kaning pagpadala to sa tong bill. So, all they need to do magod is open kasi wapon na gina-open nilang mga app na i-provide nato. It's not katong uban basic asil no, na ang mindset nila ipadala gyapon namo sila atong bill. Once magud automatic ko na once mo apply sila sa katong amo ang papers bill option, di na siya maka-receive og katong paperless. Di na siya maka-receive og katong paper bill namo. So probably mo na siya ang murag na ay kanang nakita namo na reason no ang anong dili sila gingon sila wala sila naka-receive og bill. Most likely amo na siyang massive among campaign. In fact, salamat kayo kasi mo na matana kaanan because it's one way we can also explain and inform our customers na kinahanglan gina open tong app, i-check ang app at the same if not di ko itong mga isa ka other option which is i-text na mo sila ang ilahang bill. Tanaw po dahil cellphone no, na mo reflect mo gina mo from pinatok ay ang ilahang bill dito. But kung naaman, okay, di mo gina maligaya na naay mga problema sa system sa usahay, pag dili nila maka-receive og bill, we would really appreciate and request our customers na i-inform para ma-action na nato and makapadala ta sa katong bill sa ilaha. And ma-verify po or ma-check po nato ang bill, no? Kung nasulod o wala pa salud dito silang sa katong mobile app na ilahang gi-download.
Yes, wala.
Sir, Fermin, no, kaning regarding sa bill o katong paperless, may bayad ang katong kwan, may katong paper bill or for free to siya?
Ang paper bill?
Yes, sir.
Ang paper. Ang paper actually part naman na siya sa tuwang kanang ko sa inyo maka-less lang ta sa gastos and all of us will be kanang have a benefit of that kay tungod wala na mugod tayo kanang palito na papel, wala tayo pintahan. So, mo na siyang ginahawag ng mga tanan na kung pwede, mag-avail din sa tuwang katong mga online options na to na available karon.
So, wala ni charges. Why additional?
Charges. Wala
Zero cost.
Zero cost.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay na? Sige. Last question is to Bureau of Fire. Mga kumusta nga ang sa Davao City katong ato ang rehabilitation sa mga fire hazardous ng mga establishments nato sa Bureau of Fire Protection. Where are we now? Rehabilitation po. Improvement po doon sa mga establishments ng Bureau of Fire na hazardous dapat to fire.
So, when it comes to, sir, let me just clarify, are you referring to those establishments na
Yes, ng BFP.
fire-prone, sir? No?
Yes po.
So, for our fire safety enforcement naman po, sir, no, yung mga plans and programs naman po natin with regards to that one is we are strictly monitoring those establishments, no? So, strict po tayo when it comes to letting them comply with the requirements when it comes to fire safety requirements naman po, sir. So, yun po. Ang aming, of course, sir, we are more into a proactive approach naman po, sir. So, yun po. Of course, before it happens, kailangan po is we need to let them comply para ma-prevent po natin yung mga sunog. So, yun naman pong mga areas like residential areas naman po, no, na siguro na datnan na talaga ng sunog, just like yung nangyari po sa Magallanes po, no, na maraming nasunugan doon is nagkakandak pa rin po tayo. Continuous naman po yung Oplan Ligtas na Pamayanan natin na program which is educating the community when it comes to fire safety po.
Now I'm referring to BFP stations.
I'm sorry, sir. That's why I was asking if you're referring to the establishment.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. So for the fire stations or rehabilitations of our fire stations, so yun po, we have upcoming free new fire stations no in Duda, Baguio District, and Maa. And then for those existing fire stations na siguro po yun nga, yung paulit-ulit yung tinatanong, yung mga hindi na okay na fire stations natin, hopefully, especially the Bangoy. Alam ko, masyadong ano yung Bangoy, no? The first, pinaka-first natin na fire station within Davao City. As of now po, sir, is na-renew na po yung reuse of rock natin for 25 years again. No? And we are coordinating with the local government unit na maipasok talaga ulit. So, ulit po, kasi actually, nabigyan na po yun ng budget, but it was realigned due to the COVID. No? So, hindi nagamit yung budget for the fire station kasi nga po na-realign. So, hopefully, this time po is we are trying to coordinate with the local government unit na mapasok po ulit sa budget nila yung pag-refurbish or pag-repair po ng mga fire stations natin. The Bangoy, Buhangin, and of course, the Talomo. Yun po yung mga stations natin na with bigger jurisdiction po. No? So hopefully, yun po sir, na masama na po tayo sa budget para po maayos na din po yung tirahan ng mga bumbero natin. Kasi alam naman po natin na our fire station is not just for emergency purposes. Of course, nagiging tirahan na din po yun ng mga kabumberuhan natin within Davao City.
Thank you. Na-curious lang ko atong perfume, pang kinisipanag. O saman to, pag makasimot ka na sa magical effect na maging positive na ang inyong mindset.
Yes, sir. I should say yes. Kasi sabi ko nga, diba?
May sample.
Oo. Hindi nakararinig stuff ko. Sabi ni sir kanina, when I pass, sabi niya, humot daw kaayo ko. Alam mo, akin, as an individual, maybe this is part of my advocacy. Sabi ko nga, sabi nga ni sir kanina na ano niya, yung problema, no? Even the problem of the government, it all started within the family. So, kaya nga, the basic unit of the society is the family. So, yan ang gusto ko sanang i-inculcate sa mind, not only, even to us, no? Kasi yun ang pinakamahirap gawin. Yung to have yung positibong pananaw, kasi our mind is very powerful. I suppose, alam ko na you agree with this, na our mind is so powerful, it can create anything. Diba? It can create sadness, it can create happiness, everything na isiset natin sa mind natin, maraming mangyayari. So that's the perfume all about, ma'am. This is all about beautiful abundance, wherein you will manifest success as you spray every sense of that perfume. And not only that, we are giving livelihood program. Kasi open po ako for those, especially the mothers, na nasa school lang, nagbabantay ng bata. So, we can do a lot, no? To change our life, to change our status in life. So, and I know that kung ano yung ginagawa mo everyday will make it will create something, no? That will surely change your life. So do it in a positive way. So that is all about living life in beautiful abundance. That is why, hindi lang pa ako nag-create ng perfume, sir. I also have the show. I interviewed a lot of personalities, yung mga successful people, mga vloggers, and one of my guests is a BB, sina Angelica Jones, because I want to inculcate to the mind of the people that there is no impossible if you wish success in life. And if you want to manifest it every day, it will really become a reality. And I am a living proof of that. Because nanggaling po ako sa squatter area, hindi po ako mayaman, but I just believe in the power of mindset. I just believe on the power of positive thinking.
Taga-Davao ka, ma'am?
Yes po.
Ikaw ang sunod na Rosmar ng Davao.
So I have my bars also. The one that you're eating, the pizza, I hope you like it. So it's Seattle's Dream Cafe. So this is all about lahat po tayo, no? Dati po akong public servant din. Isa po akong government employee before for 17 long years. And I decided to become a business. Marami hong nakakilala sa akin dito because I have this so-called issue before in the government. Para akong si Caprela. So I just set on that mindset na if you believe in yourself, you can create the thing that you really wanted, and it can really change your life. And it changed my life. So that is why I keep on inspiring and motivating people. Hindi pa ako tatakbong politiko, but I am just doing this for the people and for myself.
Wala ka nag-follow si Usi, ma'am.
Po?
Wala ka nag-follow si Usi.
Nag-follow si Uzi, wala. Si Boy Isog lang, my friend.
Ako sa kailangan og very positive mindset. Kailangan ko na, no? Ma'am, we need that perfume. Okay. Sige, another question from radio natin. Gusto ko ura ganin. Si Jason, hindi ko gusto ko.
Good morning po. On the part of DLPC. So for me, BFP mentioned po na on the occupancy side, number one pa rin residential, followed by the electrical poles, which caused the fire incidents in Davao City or Davao region. On the part of DLPC, sir, kumusta po yung monitoring natin when it comes to octopus connection, wiring connection po sa mga residential areas, especially yung sa mga squatter areas.
Okay, actually, nag-coordinate din sa DBFP, no? To answer your question regarding sa octopus connection, definitely, di gini ka monitor ana because kana mugod ang tagbalay magud ang makatan-aw makita ana kung nag-octopus connection. What we ang among gibuhat instead is that na ami mga electrical safety tips na gina-post regularly sa among FB page para ma-remind nato ang atong mga customers na unsay dapat nilang buhaton ug dili dapat buhaton sa kuryente. Nakita mo po ginamo ang importansya no, na dapat i-educate din nato itong mga customers sa paggamit sa kuryente. Kuryente na kung tabang sa tuwa, but ako po perwisyo kung di nato sakto ug tama ang atong gamiton. I would like to kanang reiterate lang po ang napunta, no? Na dili lang tam atong mga customers through this program, through this atong press con karon na makadungog na sa part sa damog good may mga factors na di na mo makontrol yun. Definitely sa paggamit, igo na lang mag-minimum supply o kuryente sa ilaha. But naa atay mga guidelines na gina-follow. For example, ma-apply mo kuryente, naagad na sa mga certification na dapat i-comply before na mo siya butangan o hatagan o kuryente. Like kung sana, na dapat electrical permit. So, maka-issue electrical permit, definitely, ang atuang kuan din hay sa kung na mo electrical permit, mean to say, na-inspect na check na yun na nasakto ang standard sa mga connection. Now, siguro sakto man, walay problema sa issuance, no? Klaro man yun, makita mo nato na sa city, very strict ang city government when it comes to the issuance of electrical permit. Ang atuang mo din na is, once the issuance of permit, ang mismong naggamit, kaya basi nagsugod lang na siya limang, mo to mention kanina, no? Na nagsugod lang siguro kanang duha ka outlet, tapos nagpa-extend o nagdungag og additional outlet na 5, nagdungag og suga, no? So kana ang makabulong. So we would like just like to remind lang tanan na mas maayo gyud mangonsulta og kanang mga license but kani mga accredited namo na mga electricians. Natin mga accredited electricians, all you need to do sa nauna na among website na yung mga electricians sa provide din na. But I'm not saying dili sila pwede magkonsulta sa mga accredited, di non-accredited, no? Especially kani mga TESDA certified na to na mga electricians. Pwede gyapon. Ang importante lang din is dapat kabalo lang sa standard. Mo importante din na then always na mangonsulta sa ilaha, i-check sa ilaha kung tama ba o sakto ba ang ilahang mga wires na gitang gamit. Dili na mag-DIY kay isun mo mag-DIY, no? Mo na usually kasagaran ang sunog. Tama tong ingon mo octopus connection, labaw na karon pag nag-bermans na most likely mo na makita nimo sa mong FB page related to electrical safety gyapon na mo ang gina-post din ha, particularly kaning octopus connection. Kay daghan may mga wires na gamiton, particularly sa magpabutang og mga ganing tawagan kaning mga Christmas lights. So expected na gina sa mag-octopus connection na sa ba. So again, no, i-remind lang nato na consult ang inyong electrician para maka-provide og tama og saktong linya sa kuryente sa inyong matagbalay. Kay more gina the way to do it. And siguro mo visit po sa website sa katong Bureau of Fire, dagan man po na sila mga electrical safety tips na ginahatag din na.
Thank you po, Sir Fermin. My next question goes to the Eastern Mindanao Command with no name. Yes.
I am
Yeah.
Amanda. Sige, sir.
Opo. Ma'am, mangunasa lang sa preparations sa kining territorial defense nato, especially sa Surigao area where General Bergante mentioned about it in the previous.
Thank you, Sir Jane. Sa talking about on our preparations, possible nato na shift sa territorial defense, we have these different training activities now. Not only sa atong regular troops, but even ang atong mga reserve forces are joining this bilateral or other training exercises para ma-equip and ma-enhance ang ilang capability for this territorial defense na to. So, training exercises sir ang ginabuhat na to.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello to BFP. First is congratulations po. And I'll be asking on how strict do you enforce the adherence to the fire safety regulations? I'm asking the same issue, same questions every year. And how can you say that there will be adverse improvement into the proactive measures that you have been doing po? So sa BFPN as well as Davao City Fire District.
So the question ma'am is how do we implement? So
How strict do you enforce the adherence to fire safety regulations?
of course ma'am, we are strict and very lenient to our shareholders. Katunayan dyan ma'am yung ating mga inspections natin on the business establishment. Yearly, kapag hindi sila nakaprocess ngayon, pag hinanap yung papel nila for the next year, automatic, there is a penalty regarding that sa ganyan. And also, dito sa ating mga eskwelahan, yung drills natin, so meron din, kapag hindi naka-perform for a specific, hanapan natin ng explanation. So, we are lenient and at the same time, kung meron naman pong mga establishment na, for example, yung mga yung ambulant vendors natin, ma'am. So, yung minimal fee lang po ang kukunin natin regarding dito. Hindi na po natin kukunan yung additional because, siyempre, intindihin natin yung status nila in life. But, they are still bound to pay for the minimum na babayaran sa Bureau of Fire Protection in securing certificates. And I believe it goes, same din kami nang sasagutin with the district.
So how many establishments ang na-penalize na?
Penalized
so far, yes.
So, baka sa district, I don't have the data in terms of the region-wide. Maybe sa district, meron tayong issued dito sa kanilang mga inspection certificate and evaluation clearance. But for the meantime, yung ating implementation about the inspection certificate, this is done nationwide and palibot-libot ang ating mga inspector regarding dito. So for may makita silang question, yung tanong ni Sir kanina, yung sinasagot ni Captain Sendrihas, tayo ay papasok talaga. And when deemed necessary to shut down the establishment, we are enforced or we are meron tayong provision sa law to shut down any establishment that will not comply with the said provision. So for the data, hintay natin.
As of now, ma'am, I don't have the specific data, yung tinatanong niyo po kung ilan na po yung na-penalize namin. But what I have here is the issued FSIC. So for the establishments, from the BPLO, we have a total of 44,561 for the year 2024. But we already issued this is as of August, no? So August pa siya, ma'am, kasi yung submission din po ng reports namin, it varies po kasi. So as of August, we already issued 30,857 issued FSIC for different establishments within Davao City po.
Okay. Number two is, how do you combat corruption within the BFP? This is not new to you, yung mga reports before na may mga nabibigyan ng fire certificate without undergoing fire inspection, the regular fire inspection. Nakakapagkuha ng mga certificates. How do you combat or how do you stop that within BFP?
Actually, ma'am, no, in the BFP, hindi naman po namin yun dinideny kasi yun na nga po, sabi nyo, there really exist those, syempre mga isolated cases, but we in the BFP, ma'am, isa lang po yung masisigurado namin na we really do not tolerate those kinds of problems within the BFP. As long as it is reported to us, we will, of course, we have due process in the BFP. So if ma-find out po na they are really guilty of that, then they will be facing charges, administrative charges within the BFP po.
Namatay na sampulan na naman?
Dito po sa Davao, so far wala pa pong nasampulan, but I can cite an example on other regional offices wherein sa Cebu, if I'm not mistaken, that is on the, sa ano naman, recruitment. Meron po tayong fire officer dito na na-penalize on the grounds na kumukolekta sila ng bayad sa recruitment. Ayun, natanggal naman po and in due process po tayo investigahan po ito ng BFP. And when sa ating mga kababayan po na naging biktima nito, the 8888 na hotline natin is open for reporting on such unscrupulous activities. And on the guidelines naman po dito sa Regional Office 11, you can always consult or report it to the regional office for proper documentation na rin po ng ma-action na natin ng tama ang complaints natin na ito.
Okay. Sir, we understand and appreciate the proactive measures na ginagawa po ng BFP. But ano pa po yung kailangan natin gawin when it comes to intensifying yung ating mga proactive measures? Number one, identifying the potential hazards. Kasi mataas pa rin yung residential fire natin as to the data that you've given us a while ago. So ano po yun? What are the lessons learned from the past na kailangan pa natin i-intensify, especially sa community?
Thank you for the question, ma'am. Actually, those are the matters na hindi namin hawak on our level. First of all, the manpower po, ma'am. The BFP is around 33,000 po nationwide, and on Regional Office 11, nasa less than 2,000 lang tayo. So that is less than the ideal amount of fire officers needed to enforce the fire code. So second of all is dito sa ating logistical matters natin, kung saan ang ating fire trucks natin is kadalasan luma, and other stations is dilapidated, needed repair. And ang budget po is hindi po sasapat. So those are the top two matters that we should consider in ensuring a fire-safe nation on the coming years. But the BFP has measures also on the combating that. First of all is the procurement of new fire trucks by the BFP. As a matter of fact, I'm the newly designated logistics officer of this region. Meron po tayong repairs po na papunta. But for this year, we are still awaiting for the procurement of new fire trucks. I believe last year, meron tayong apat. Tama ba? Apat? Four brand new fire trucks that have been distributed to different fire stations across the region. And it is continuous po ang ating procurement due to the, yun na nga po, sa pag-collect natin ng ating fire code fees. 80% po nun is allotted for the modernization of the Bureau of Fire Protection.
Okay, sir, I understand that the modernization is underway, but how supportive is the current administration when it comes to improving the logistics? Especially, you've said, kulang ang fire trucks, kulang yung manpower. How supportive is the administration?
Unahin ko muna, ma'am, on the national level. Next po natin ang Davao City. So on the national level, since we are on the new administration dito po sa Marcos administration, and bago na rin po ang ating SILG. The two top officials regarding the concerning the BFP under the presidency and the interior local government, they are supportive on the plans and programs ng ating Chief Bureau of Protection, si Fire Director Puracan. Babawain niyo po ito. So, very supportive po siya in approving the budget of the BFP. And they ensure that only top or approved na mga fire trucks ang ating ma-procure about ngayon pong in the coming days. And they also ensure yung pag-recruit din po ng bagong mga personnel. Sa katunayan po, last September 2024, meron po tayong 118 recruits na nandito po ngayon sa BFP. And yung bago po natin 500 recruits na sa national headquarters po ngayon to be distributed po dito sa atin sa BFP. So,
Walang problema sa pondo?
Sa pondo, ma'am, I cannot say that on my level, but because we are only concerned within the Regional Office 11. So,
Okay, last question na lang, sir. Problem natin sa mga PO't na dalan na makalangan sa ating response sa sunog. And number 2, kumusta ang ating mga fire hydrants?
So, ang ating mga daan, I believe it is a collaborative effort between the local government and the public. Kasi karaniwan yan, ma'am, sa mga barangay natin. Because kailangan natin i-enforce ito. Hindi naman natin tayo, bombero lang tayo. Para sitahin sila, we will need collaborative efforts, especially sa local government unit. Saan natin sila i-disperse o saan natin sila ipupunta. And kasama na rin po ang ating PNP for the security reason. So it is a collaborative effort, and it only takes, the BFP can only wish to have mas malawak na daan, especially sa ating mga fire trucks. And for the, ganun din po sa ating fire hydrants na kung saan job din po ng ating local government units in collaboration with water cooperatives. Sa district po, natin si Captain Sindrigas.
So when it comes to fire hydrants within Davao City, ma'am, no, we already sent a letter to DCWD, no, na lagyan po lahat ng fire stations within Davao City fire hydrants. Kasi as you observe, some of the fire stations within Davao City, they travel from another place just to get water from different hydrants. So right, I think last August, we already had a meeting with DCWD and nagpasend lang po sila ng letter request for us to have water hydrants po sa different fire stations natin para right then and there, makapag-refill po kami agad ng water dun sa fire trucks namin para hindi na po din mag-take time for us to, of course, to have our trucks refilled with water when it comes to different incidents within Davao City po.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir, and congratulations po.
Thank you so much. And the next question from Radio Natin.
Sir, good morning everyone. Balik to sa tuwang spokesperson sa DEP at 11. Sir Antelio. Sir, nabanggit niyo mo ganina ang about atong drugs. No? So, na ako'y question sa imo, sir. How can we prevent drug abuse among the student involved? Yes, sir.
How can we?
How can we prevent drug abuse among the student involved?
On the part of the schools, we have programs combating the use of drugs, meaning prohibited drugs, because there are a lot of drugs. These prohibited drugs, mo ni paningkamutan na ito nga dili gyud mahilabtan sa itong mga kabataan. And that also includes katong mga programa like pagpakusog sa ilang self-esteem, pag-ensure they are into very good programs at school, like say kining involved sa ilahang mga clubs, and also yung partnership with families that we always make sure that there is very strong collaboration. That's why the PTA plays the Parent Teachers Association or School Governing Council run by parents is a very good groups that can provide us assistance. And we also combat gangsterism. Once nga magkumpul-kumpul na sa sulod sa classroom without any legal reason, and then therefore our teachers are ensuring na dili na mao ang hinungdan. So these are the things that we do, but we continue to have very good connection and relationship with parents. Mabitan ako yung mamatikdan, we set up group chats with parents, we set up ang other schools, no, even public schools na sila kanang easy identification process online. Pagsulod sa bata, ikuha na ito ilahang ID, mugawas na yun sa ginikanan ang information ng imong anak na nasulod sa eskwelahan. O imong anak nigawas na sa eskwelahan. So these are things that some of us do.
Okay, sir.
May I just also add sa Bureau of Fire, ang Department of Education ensures, because my office is responsible for the issuance of permits for both public and private schools. No? Before we issue a permit for schools, we make sure that we follow the letter and spirit of the Fire Code of the Philippines, that permits can only be issued if there is a presence of a submitted document like specifically the Fire Safety Inspection Certificate, FSIC. Pag walay FSIC, and then all other requirements are being complied with, but there is no FSIC, di yun may muhatag o permit sa mga eskwelahan. Kay that is a requirement by law, not only for the department but also for other government agencies. Ingana mi kay stricto din ha, o ingana mi ka religious in following that one up. Na hisgutan na itong issue sa corruption para sa itong mga kakaubanan sa Bureau of Fire. Check lang daw ninyo, ma'am and sirs, kay ang atong mga di lang gusto mo gawas na mahadlok lang sila kay basig balikan ko, no? There are private schools that convey to us na bisag okay pa ang ilang fire extinguishers. Pagkambyuhan yun, unya dito yun papaliton ana nga specific na tindahan. So palihan daw ko, I do not have confirmation, but daghan naman ko na nagsulti nga ingon ni Ana because magawas ng issue, mangutan namin, anong wala man may fire safety inspection certificate. Nakabalo man nga this is renewable every year. And that is the reason, one of the reasons that are cited. We do not know if that is true or not. Because ang amo lang after as always is, there is already an official fire safety inspection certificate because if there is none, as what I've said, we will never issue a permit. Paki-check lang daw po kasi lumalabas always na reason yan ng marami. I don't know if there is truth to that or if there is no truth to that, but I think it's better to be looked into. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Any response? Would you like to respond to that? Grace, Sir Dodong, Sir Imam.
Yes, sir. No, we are taking note of your concern, sir. And then, yun nga po, yung sinabi ko kanina, if there is a complaint po raised to our office, we will not tolerate this act po, especially if those personnel involved are proven guilty. So we in the BFP, we have due process. So if ever found, they will be found guilty, then for sure there will be administrative charges will be filed on them po. No, so we will see to it, and then we will ask the right office po, sir, our office of the Fire Safety Enforcement Branch po.
We entice them to file a formal complaint. But
Yes,
of course,
sir.
they are afraid. Kaya basin na balikan. So, But we cannot force them. But morning, nakita na ko ang avenue because they are partners too of nation building, specifically on the education side.
Yes, sir.
I think I appointed myself as the spokesman na lang nila to convey to you this particular complaint. Hoping that maybe motu proprio you can
Yes,
look
sir.
into this. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Again, uspo na ko I do not have confirmation, but somehow this is being conveyed.
In private school, sir, no?
Yeah.
Can you give us somehow more, pila ni kabuok ang nagduol na og nag-same ang mulo? Daghan, ha? So, okay. Agenda lang po, sir, and ma'am. Kasi, partly mo sa work po sa ni ako misis, manggod is nag-asikaso og mga papers, mga documents, permits, and daghan of clients na mga nag-apply og mga new business. Ang ilahang clamor is that lisod kaayo ang BFP. Oo, lisod kayo makalusot sa BFP. Dali siya kung naa kay ihatag. Any response that, sir? And ma'am.
Pwede malaman, sir, saan pong ano to?
Sir?
Saang municipality or city?
Davao City, sir, na mga nag-apply o mga new business po.
New business, again, kanina, you can go to the, report it. Because under our command, siyempre bawal talaga. But for the actions taken by other unscrupulous BFP personnel, hindi natin ito tolerate, sir. Of course. Bawal.
Kang kinsa, sir, mo, kasi BFP as a whole, kang kinsa ka mo dool na dili makompormiso ang imuhang business, nga makasalig ka nga dili maapektuhan kasi nga yun. Sa mga office sa office sa BFP sa Davao Region nga moduol ka para naa kay proteksyon. Kasi again sa malingon ni Sir Dodong, ang kahadlok din sir, ang kahadlok nga basin nino og problema na hinon nilang business, private entities, ganun.
Yes, sir. Pwede po mag-report dito po sa ating regional office dito sa Lane Garcia Corner, Monteverde Street, Davao City. This comes also para sa ating mga viewers. Report to the Office of the Regional Director about the activities concerned na corruption, concerning corruption, and we will take action into that, sir. Meron po tayong designated na post regarding dyan or designated office that handles such activities. Okay? So, and also yung 888 po natin, you can post it there and we will take immediate action regarding that, sir.
Kung sa ka-active pa ba ang 888?
Meron, sir.
Napa ba? Nagyan ang mga dawat gyapon? Okay.
That is also a problem of not only Davao City but karamihan or lahat talaga ng meron yan, sir.
Okay. Any more questions, sis?
So, advice po natin, report.
Sir, Bureau of Fire Protection natin. Sir, na-mention namin pa kanina na ang kulang sa mga pasilidad, mga equipment sa Bureau of Fire Protection. Akong concern ba regarding sa pag-boom sa Davao City, dahil sa mga high-rise building daw, sana ipag-respond, sir, especially sa mga sulong sa mga high-rise building, since na wala pa tayo budget or equipment na mapag-respond mga
I believe meron po tayong ladder truck dito, sir, but to be elaborate na tayo dito sa ating matters nito, I will turn over to the PIO of Davao City.
Yun na nga po, sir, no? Tama po kayo, sir. Booming po yung Davao City. So, we are very grateful with of course, kasi nga, kung DFP lang po kasi, sir, tama yung sabi ni Sir Barroso kanina, medyo yun na nga po, kapos po minsan sa budget. So we are very grateful with the current administration right now here in Davao City. Napaka-supportive po nila. So yun nga po, we have upcoming fire stations, 3 fire stations po within Davao City. Mga bago po yun, sir, no? So we will be having one in Maa, in Buda, and then in Marilog, which is in Baguio District. Then we also have 4 upcoming fire trucks po to be distributed. Hopefully this year po siya. And then of course, additional po dyan is yung EMS and the SRF building po natin, sir, no? Yung SRF po kasi natin is napaka-importante. Yun nga pong sa sinabi nyo, yung sa mga high-rise building po natin. Kasi usually sila po yung nag-ooperate, yung Special Rescue Force po natin. So they will be having their own building po just beside our Davao City Fire District Office in Leon Garcia. And then of course, the rescue equipments po, yung mga procurement po ng mga rescue equipments natin. Kasi syempre, sa amin sa BFP, hindi lang naman po kami pamatay sunog eh. When it comes to different emergencies, kami naman din po yung number 1 agency na of course natatawagan din po talaga when it comes to responding to these emergencies po. So, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Gaano po kataas yung ladder? Kaya ba yung third, fourth?
Yung current ladder po natin, sir, ang pinakamataas po niya is I think from 12 to 14 stories po. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pero may mga plano sa doon?
Sir, that is yun pong tinatawag natin na mga dry pipe natin on building. Hindi po papasa ito sa BFP kapag po wala tayong system na ganyan. Kaya po importante ang ating inspection prior to occupancy ng ating mga building. So dito po on this system, dry pipe, ikakabit po yung ating mga fire truck, yung mga natin hose sa baba, and the dry pipe, kaya po sinabing dry pipe, meron itong walang laman na tubig, so pwedeng umakyat ang tubig. Okay, and that is also, ang first aid natin dito is the presence of FDAS or fire detection and alarm system para makababa ang ating personnel, and the sprinkler system, first aid natin pagka meron tayong sunog.
Stick to po yung FDAS at saka sprinkler.
Yes po, pag high-rise, sir. Hindi natin pwedeng isa walang bahala, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Double the power company, sir. Thank you very much, sir, sa baba presyo na naramdaman na ako, sir, kaya nagbaba sila ng bill. Napabay next, sir, o pari-acta lang ka, sir, sa kisuti ni Congressman Rodante Marcoleta na nag-run karon as senator na kung lugaw siya, hindi pa rin kaputan kasi sa Asia, kita ang pinakataas ang Pilipinas sa rate sa kuryente. And then manitabo siya na mapapabak daw ang rate sa kuryente sa Pilipinas. Any reaction, sir?
Sir, salamat, sir, no? Na-appreciate niyo mong effort na pagbaon na ito atong rate. Again, rate magod sa atong rate magod is that there are several factors that we need to consider magod sa rate. Tanawon nimo atong electrical kanang rate per kilowatt hour nato, mga more than 50% within na is that actually it has something to do with generation. So generation magod, it's dili gid mi ka control sa rate, the generation rate. It is because nag-dictate magod ang merkado, so world market, no? So especially the price of fuel sa world market. I'm not only talking about the kaning sa lana or sa kaning sa oil, but I'm also kanang fuel na to, for example, ang pila ang pagpalit sa kanang coal dito sa world market. Nagasaka na og magud na siya. So it's beyond our control. So what we usually do somewhat is that pangita gid mi og kanang supply na barato usa na dinha is kanang hydro, if not dinha punta mo tan-aw sa WESM or kanang ginatawag na wholesale electricity spot market. Kung mas barato siya dito ta mo kuha. Dahil sa strategy na itong ginabuhat mo na siyang ubos ato ang presyo karon, no? And depende po magud sa panahon kay tanawon magud mo na ako medyo naabutay ka ng mga renewable sources na dili pud nato makontrol ang panahon, no? For example, hydro. Bastado karon hydro kay tungod sige ulan, pero during the time of summer murag lisod kay ng hydro. O we cannot totally depend on hydro. Mo nang considerable like balance with ato ang supply mix. Both renewable and non-renewable sources. Solar, na may mga solar, no? Mga nag-invest sa solar, na po yung mga nagabuhat, na yung mga plano na mga solar farm. Except that we cannot also totally rely 24/7 on solar because ang solar man good effective lang siya kung naihayag or ma-store ni muna siya ang solar. Now, katong di kasi mo statement, sir, na I question related to the katong Congressman Dagan Pagkasindor karon. I think ang government siguro sa pangita mo gyud paagi, no, particular DOE or pangita mo sila og paagi na mapababa ang atuang presyo sa kuryente. Again, kami manggod na manggod ni sa end part, no. Igo nami mo mangolekta, igo nami mo distribute o kolekta. Again, as mentioned earlier, na atay mga factors consider ang generation, transmission o distribution. Ang distribution part na manggod mi namin sa tumoy. Tapos kami mo palit among ipasa sa mga customer, kami naga-distribute services ng bayaran sa mga batang pagpalit sa kuryente kung sa tamong ipalit mo puto na mo ipasa sa mga customers. So kung naay mga available naay mga proyekto ang gobyerno, naay mga investors na mo-provide og bag-ong kanang teknolohiya ug mga mo-provide og kanang supply ug bagaratong kuryente, definitely dito ta mo kuha.
Sige, sir, naing issue, sir, regarding sa mga poste nga naapa sa tunga sa
dalan.
Even man ang construction sa widening, vulnerable kay sa disgrasya, and then dagang pagpakita until now, sir, sa inyong communication sa DPWH.
Actually, naatay ka ng chat group with them, no? Closely ko nag-coordinate man ta nila, naabot sila mga priority areas na kung asa na to tanggalon. Now, kung tanaw, siguro unahan na lang nako tuwag na kung naay may mga kita na to na tunga sa dalan, report it sa mua kay para mo i-coordinate with DPWH. Now, kung naa may mga makita pa ninyo sa downtown area, ang reason na niya kasagaran, na mo mga di lang mo kami ang linya na mo ang nakabutang din na. Kung tanawon po ninyo, na mo na siya layer, no, layer by layer. So kanang naa sa pinakaubos usually mga telco, mga kuha na siya kanang mga internet service providers. Kung amo na transfer na namo, bandi na mo tanggal ang poste, it's because naa pa sila sa nakatouch din na. But kung naapoy makita, sir, pwede rin mo i-report sa mo. Kami na rin mo report it sa mga telco and would try to help, no, na ma-address tayo ng concern na.
Nabatay hotline, sir?
Yes, sir, kanamo ang 225-3572. Pwede mo ipadala na, or if not, mag-send og message sa mga sa messenger. Pwede rin nyo i-take a picture. Importante lang sa mo ang phone number. Then, para ma-action na nato. But again, we cannot guarantee right away, no? Okay, dili na magud may control sa mga telephone companies or mga internet service providers. Kay what we can do is that among ipadangat ang katong concern na sa ilaha.
Okay, thank you. Andos na ako niya. Alas 12 na. Thank you. Ingat si Madam, Okay, let us hear na lang the closing statement from our guest. Let's start with Sir Dodong, sir.
Maraming salamat og thank you very much media for your support kagahapon karon og sa umabotay pang panahon. Thank you for first time pwede ko nakalingkod din sa inyong press con. Masingalan ng inyong grupo din. Ay ba rin? Masingalan din? Di naman yung PNP AP press con sa ngalan. Double peace and security. Okay. So, thank you juga, Lamat juga yun.
Sa kanunay, salamat, no? As always, kung naamoy mga inquiries sa mua, let us know lang and manhibigyan para mo attend sa inyong press con. Salamat po, sir.
Ma'am, no name.
Sir, no name, yes. Sir Sen, ma'am, in behalf sa Eastern Mindanao Command, mapasalamat mi sa kanunay sa pag-accommodate sa atong EMC dinhi sa atong weekly press briefing.
Thank you, Ma'am Bernadette.
Daghang kayong salamat, no, paghatag og gayon sa akuan, no. This is my first time, pero dili na ako first time nakikuban sa mga media, no. I've been to ing Anipod before. So daghan kayong salamat. I hope we live our life abundantly. Thank you very much. God bless us all.
Thank you, FP.
So ayun, thank you so much for having us here. So before we end, no, so konting safety tips na lang po kasi syempre ayaw naman po namin matapos to nang wala kaming fire safety tips. So paparating na po yung UNDA. So just a few reminders po sa mga, especially sa mga live viewers natin, na wag po nating iwanang naka-plug yung mga appliances natin pag alis po tayo ng bahay during the undas, no? And then, syempre, yung mga gagamit po ng mga kandila, make sure po na patayin po natin ito, especially yung sa sementeryo, yung grass portion po ng sementeryo. Before po tayo umalis, let us be responsible, let us patayin po natin yun, let's turn it off para hindi na po siya lumaki. And then, as much as possible, alam po natin sa naka-station yung mga first aid po. So, naka-station din po yung mga kabumberuhan natin, no? Within Davao City sa different cemeteries po on from starting October 30 until November 2. So yun po, let us all be safe po.
Sir?
Thank you. In addition to the fire safety tips, kapag po magbabakasyon tayo, ang ating mga appliances should na hindi nakasaksak. And please have a number of your nearest fire station beside your house para in case of sunog, madali po kami matawagan. Again, have a fire safe nation to each and every one of us. Maraming salamat po.
Okay, thank you so much. Closing statement also, Ma'am Ruth.
Maraming salamat for being here. God bless us all. Maraming salamat, The Royal Manday Hotel. Meeting pa, update si Richie. Good